Hello there, and then welcome to Happy on Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. We are still on reflection, and this time around, we want to reflect on the line y equals -1. Before we proceed, let me explain to you what the line y equals -1 looks like. So, this is our Cartesian plane over here, right? Now, if we want the line y equals -1, one thing about naming these lines. Yes, you remember in our first video we said the x-axis is called y equals 0. I hope you do remember that. The x-axis is also known as y equals 0. So that is simply it. Any of these lines that are horizontal or that are parallel to the x-axis, you name them according to the point they pass through on the y-axis. Let's take this for instance. If I take this line and I put it here, you see, this here becomes line y is equal to 1. You see, because it is on this point here. You get it? Now, if I take another and I put it on this side, then it is going to be called y is equal to what? 4. Why? Because it passes through that point where y equals 4. You see, and for this line, anywhere on any point on this line will still be y equals 4. It doesn't matter where you take it from the x. What do I mean by that? If you take this point over here, it is going to be 0, 4. Because on x, it is 0, but on y is 4. If you take a point here on this line, it is going to be -3, 4. You see, so any point on it is going to be with respect to the x-axis, but the y's value doesn't change. So that this becomes -4, 4. This point here becomes -8, 4. This point here becomes 7, 4. You get it? So that is how it is. Hence, I guess by now you'll be able to determine where we have the line y equals -1. Well, if you guessed, then I do hope you guessed it right. So this here is our line y equals -1. That is this line that is being shown here. If this then is our line, how do we reflect on it? So just as we have always done, there is a formula for this kind of reflection. So all you have to do is you always maintain the value of what? X. The value of x does not change. But for y, you'd always flip it such that it satisfies the condition of reflection. That is the distance of our mirror line. This time around, our mirror line is the line y equals -1. From the object to the image will be the same. Or using the formula, if we have the point x, y, and we do want to reflect this over the line y equals -1, then we are going to get our x remain intact. Then our y's value will be -2 minus y. This is just the formula. -2 minus this initial value of y. That is, if you have the point x, y, and you do want to reflect it on the line y equals -1, you are going to get x being constant, then your y value becomes -2 minus your old y value. So let's look at some example here so that we see how we apply this formula. Okay, so back to our Cartesian plane. Then this time around, I am not going to write the line y equals -1, but then I am changing its color to red. You see, so we have the point 4, 1. 4, 1. This is 4, 1 over here. So point A being 4, 1, and we want to reflect it over our mirror line. So just as we've done without, what do you call it? Without the formula, that is with a ruler, then we know it is what? Just 2 boxes away from our mirror line. So 1, 2, you see. So if this is the mirror, then the image is going to be around here. You see, because there's also 1, 2, and that is 4, -3. So our A prime is going to be 4, -3. That is if you want to do it by eye, you see. But let's use the formula we have learned to see if we are going to get the same thing. So coming back here, we know the point A was given as what? 4, 1. Hence, if we are reflecting on y equals -1, we said we would have to maintain the x value. So 4, and then the y value, we should write -2, then minus y. Remember this y over here. And this y over here, I said, is the initial value of y you have over here. So that is -2 minus 1. And that is going to give us a 4. -2 minus 1 gives us a -3. You see? And hence, if we come back to what we have over here, we said this is where the point is going to be. 4, -3. That is our A prime. And that will be the reflection of this point over here. So simply put, anytime you want to reflect on the line y equals what? -1, maintain the value of x. And this here has got to do with algebra. So if you can work well with your negative numbers, your integers, then you are good to go, as we have done over here. This we did here was just a reflection of a point. Let's take a plain figure and try and see if we can do reflected. So this is our question here. It says we have to reflect triangle PQR, and then the coordinates are what we have here in y equals -1. So our solution, we first need to state our formula. So we know that if we have x, y as any coordinate at all, and we want to reflect on the line y equals -1, what we do is we maintain the x value, and then for the y value, we have a -2 minus the y, you see. So hence, starting with our p, that of p was 1 and then 2, and reflecting over y equals -1, we are going to get the x being maintained. Then for the y, we have -2 minus the y value here, which is what? 2. And that is supposed to give us what? 1, since the x remains unchanged. So 1, and then -2 minus 2, which gives us a -4. We take the kill. We have 2, 4, then y, reflecting on our y-axis. Sorry, our y equals -1. And what is it going to be? X maintained. Then for the y, we have -2 minus 4. That is to give us a 2. Then -2 minus 4 gives us a -6. Then for the very last one, we have our r. That is 4, 1. And reflecting over y equals -1, we have our x being maintained. Then for the y value, we have -2 minus 1. And that should give us 4 minus 3. Now with this set of points, let's go to our Cartesian plane and plot them out. So this here is my Cartesian plane, and as I have said, the red line here is my line y equals -1. So let me start by plotting my point. P was 1, 2. So 1, 2, that is P is going to be here. And then my Q was 2, 4. 2, 4. So we have our 2, 4 here. Let me zoom it so that you do see it well. And then we have our R, which was 4, 1. So 4, 1. Let me just write that down quickly. So with these coordinates, what we do is we join the points to form our triangle. They are not supposed to be told to But since we're told in the question that it was a triangle or it is a triangle, you'd have to complete that. Now we want to reflect this triangle over here, over this line, you see. So looking at our calculation, these are the points we are going to use to do that. 1, -4, 2, -6, 4, -3. So I'm going to come here and then plot those points over here. So starting with my P prime, which is 1, -4. So we have 1, then -4 is going to be here, you see. And you would see that it is a perfect reflection. Because if this is our mirror line, the red one, and this point is 1, 2, 3, 3 boxes away. Let's count this one. 1, 2, 3. This is also 3 boxes away. You see that is how reflection works. So we now look at our kill. So for kill, per our calculation, we had its reflection to be 2, -6. So 2, -6, and that is going to be here. And once again, we can do our comparison to see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes away from, is it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 boxes away from our mirror line. And as you can see, this also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes away from the mirror line as well. Then for the very last one, R, per our calculation, its reflection is going to be on 4, -3. So these are 4, the -3 comes over here. So this is where our point is going to be. So what you do now is you join your points and you don't forget to label as well. So let me put the label in there. Yes, so this is how it's going to be like when we reflect this shape over our mirror line, which is what y equals -1. So basically, this is how we do our reflection. And the most important thing is you knowing the formula. Moreover, if you don't want to memorize the formula, it is always the basic principle of reflection. You make sure the image distance is the same as the object distance. That is, the distance of your object away from the mirror line will be the same, and on the opposite side away from what? The mirror line. I would write down a try work you can do to test your understanding. So the try work here says you have to reflect the square ABCD with, these are the coordinates 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 3, and then 1, 3 in this line y equals -1, and you have to show working as well. So this means you would have to use the formula to do this. I do hope this video was helpful, and if there's any issue of concern you would want me to know, you can always let me know at the comment section. This is Hub Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. If this is your first time, you can choose to subscribe so that anytime I do release any video, you can also be notified and then steady as well. See you in our next video, still on transformation. Stay blessed.